In today's video, we'll look into the scenario in which the Indian subcontinent unifies from Afghanistan to Bangladesh all the way down to Sri Lanka from Kashmir. They're all united. I guess the Kashmir dispute is gone. This is a federation of different states, maybe then might be. And with an expansion being like, I would say, first target acquired Myanmar. I think they would go after Myanmar first. Because why wouldn't you? More coast, and they can get the last of what India was that wasn't on the subcontinent, because I don't know about these islands. Maybe Myanmar is a part of it, but I'm pretty sure it's Afghanistan, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Although, you could say other things, like there's different ways of measuring every region, politically, geographically. North American versus European, I guess. Unless we classify stuff differently. But yeah, an island is an area surrounded completely by water. So that means technically Eurasia is an island. But yeah, here we go. There's technically a lot of islands in the world if you think of that. But yeah. The Indian subcontinent is a great area. Because think of how strong they would get with Pakistan and India uniting. If they did unite, they'd be pretty strong. Would they be stable? That's a different question. Bhutan and Nepal are also part of this. But all they really do is just add natural defenses. Because they're just mountains. With the extension into Myanmar, Iran forms a coalition. With Iran, Oman, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Iraq, and Syria, and Lebanon, as they want to free areas of this country for some reason. But yeah, here we are. With the invasion at first going pretty smooth, but it appears that this invasion strength is waning. And significantly, they take huge parts of Afghanistan and a big part of Pakistan. But at this point, the Indian subcontinent arrives with like 1 million troops or something crazy erratic number of troops. And this is where the fall of it is seen. Well, then again, people can't invade Afghanistan too, they say. Well, can they? Well, yes, Mughal Empire did occupy Afghanistan. And so they even rapidly extend up to here. And then their next move is to move up here, as well they make a landing here. In order to shut off the Persian Gulf oil supply. So a lot of these economies are getting weak, such as Saudi Arabia's, Iran's, Iraq's, Qatar's, and Kuwait's. Not quickly, but over time. As, I don't know why I'm using a size 20 to show their offensives. And would they have successful counter-offensive? Chances are yes. Will they? Well, right before the capture of Tehran, a big offensive is made here. And they move up the Caspian Sea. Another one's made over here with the help of Saudi Arabia and everybody. To try and stabilize the front. But at this point, India makes a different move to move through here. Realistically, they would have to do it like this because they can't really invade that much desert. But yeah. Meaning, this would be small. And then they make their re-offensive in this region. Because they see this region as more valuable than the other region. And value is also a part of offensives. Like, strategically, the value of blocking the Strait of Hormuz would be very great. Depending on who it is. But if, like, let's say a big war broke out, that's the area you want to control. With a landing in Qatar, as Qatar is playing a guitar, because it sounds similar. But yeah, here we go. with Iran being split into two, one area that's just really just collapsing. But with Iraq and Saudi Arabia making an offensive along with what's left of Iran, this pushes the Indian subcontinent back. But keep in mind, the Indian subcontinent is still building itself up. So it is a bit vulnerable to these counteroffensives. But with them being pushed back before they could take Tehran, they're up to the Azeri border at this point. But yeah. And as they're moving up the Persian Gulf, they make a landing here. And they basically send a peace negotiation, which is not that bad. They want these lands. They want Qatar. But yeah. They want these lands in Iran. Turkmenistan, they're going to take all of it just because, yeah. Tajikistan, and this is what they want, and the Middle East kind of agrees to it. Seeing there's no way they can win, as at this point, like, Iraq is going to fall. Iran is going to fall, and Kuwait has already fallen, which would be big, because Iraq and Iran are the stronger ones, along with Saudi Arabia. And now let's see the pro-unified Indian subcontinent person wins, who wants to join this federation, despite not even being a part. But he wins with a majority. And even though Uzbekistan is not a democracy, let's just say for the minute it is. It might be a democracy, but I don't think it is for some reason or another. Kazakhstan basically signs a few treaties about land with this empire, as they know a war with them wouldn't work, meaning their influence is spreading into Kazakhstan. With the agreement being these lands will be ceded over, these lands get ceded over, and these lands. Which works well, because now Kazakhstan has an ally in the region that they can use in case of Chinese or Russian aggression, which could happen. You never know. And Iran has signed a few things with them over this, because, like, they're on the front line with them. And they allow a state unification with Oman and the UAE. But yeah. That's just basically for friends. With Southeast Asia forming a coalition in case India declares war on one, they all will join. Not all, but Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. Which Southeast Asia does extend further south. And so they were planned for a full front. These areas, I don't think they would even have a chance if India had all of its troops moved over by now from the Middle East front. Not all of them. They wouldn't need all of them. Well, they might. But, I mean, with Pakistan and India's military combined, that's a strong military. That's like the 10th and the 4th strongest nation uniting. It might even push them up to the 3rd, taking China's spot, or Russia would be put to 4th, maybe. I would say China's 2nd, but, like, you know, at this point, with all this unifications and annexing lands, their military is probably one of the strongest, just out of most training, because when a military is used, they get better. But, as we can see, this is an empire. Nothing else but an empire. And China declares war on it at this point, saying, oh, we are so much stronger, and such on, and such on, and on, and on about this topic. But the first moves to happen are an attack in this area in Kashmir and into this area. And their offensive, since India's caught off guard, the Indian subcontinent, goes really well. And somehow they invade the mountains. But at this time, call Iran, the UAE joins, Kazakhstan joins, Mongolia joins just because they can. Now, this being a huge strategical failure. China. A geopolitical failure, too. Because geopolitically, you probably don't want to go to war with somebody who's like twice the size of you. And chances are stronger and has more friends that will join this war. And North Korea's like, yeah, we kind of don't want to join this war because we don't feel like it. And what can you do about it, basically, and such on? With Mongolia having an invasion of Manchukuo because they can. With Japan being like, what is going on? But yeah. With another invasion happening here. With China, like, basically undefending itself for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's tilted in the favor of their enemy. Who knows? Well, it definitely is, because it is their video, the Indian subcontinent unifying. With China making it 2 decisive counteroffensives, and then a third one. But one problem they faced was, now they're out of resources, because for some reason, India has 20 times as many resources as them somehow. Who knows? What is going on? And that biggest invasion of China ever seen with like 35 million troops. Maybe even 50 million. Who even knows? But yeah. And so with the fall of China, this is where the biggest peace treaty of the video is signed. Continent either being the strongest nation at this time or the second. Population-wise, they would have a big population. Probably the biggest in the world. Well, they definitely would, considering China shrunk so much, but yeah. And then China does keep a lot of its populous lands, but it also loses Manchukuo, unfortunately, because Manchukuo is like, yeah, we're out. And so, look at this empire. How stable do you think it is? Probably not very, but does it look cool on the map? Yes, very much so. Thank you for watching today's video. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. Have a good day. We have 150 subscribers left to our goal, so subscribe so we can get to our goal. Oh, I just realized something. Our subscriber special will be coming up this weekend. For many reasons, considering, yeah, because it's week. So yeah, definitely going to happen on the weekend. See you at the subscriber special. Because we're at 1250 subscribers. Bye, guys!